Hello and welcome to the Daily Dose podcast by Velocity Technologies. I'm Angelo, your host from our office in Tempe, Arizona.
And I'm Nia, joining you from Tucson, Arizona. Today, we have an important topic to unpack, especially for our listeners interested in cybersecurity. We'll be exploring a new flaw in UEFI Secure Boot that exposes systems to bootkits.
That's right, Nia. This is a critical issue for both individual users and organizations. So let's break it down for our audience. We'll cover what UEFI Secure Boot is, how these vulnerabilities can impact systems, and what steps can be taken to mitigate these risks. Understanding UEFI Secure Boot.
To get started, Angelo, can you explain what UEFI Secure Boot is?
Absolutely, Nia. UEFI stands for Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. It's a specification that defines a software interface between an operating system and platform firmware. Secure Boot is a security feature within UEFI that helps ensure a computer boots using only software that is trusted by the original equipment manufacturer, or OEM.
That's a great overview. Secure Boot is designed to protect the boot process from attacks and prevent unauthorized software from loading during startup. This is crucial because the boot process is a vulnerable phase where malicious actors can attempt to install malware, known as bootkits. The new UEFI Secure Boot flaw.
Now that we have a clear understanding of UEFI Secure Boot, let's talk about the new flaw that's been discovered. According to recent reports, researchers have uncovered a vulnerability that potentially allows attackers to bypass Secure Boot and install persistent malware.
This is concerning because once malware is installed at the boot level, it can be extremely difficult to detect and remove. This type of malware can gain complete control over the system, intercepting data and giving attackers a foothold to carry out further malicious activities.
Exactly. The flaw lies in the way Secure Boot can be bypassed. Typically, Secure Boot relies on a database of cryptographic keys and security certificates to authenticate software during the boot process. If an attacker can exploit this flaw, they can manipulate these keys and introduce unauthorized code. Impact on systems.
Let's take a closer look at how this flaw can impact systems. Angelo, what are some potential consequences for users and organizations?
For individual users, the risk is that once a bootkit is installed, sensitive personal information can be compromised. This includes login credentials, banking information, and any other data stored on the device. The attacker essentially gains control over the entire operating system.
And for organizations, the stakes are even higher. A compromised system can lead to data breaches, intellectual property theft, and disruption of services. The financial and reputational damage can be significant, not to mention potential legal implications if customer data is exposed.
Additionally, the persistence of bootkits makes them particularly troublesome. Unlike other forms of malware that might be removed through antivirus software or system restores, bootkits are embedded in the firmware, making traditional removal techniques ineffective. Steps for mitigation.
Given these risks, it's crucial to discuss steps for mitigation. Angela, what can users and organizations do to protect themselves against this vulnerability?
First and foremost, it's essential to keep systems updated. Firmware and software updates often include patches for known vulnerabilities, so ensuring these updates are installed promptly can help protect against exploits.
That's an excellent point. Many users are unaware of the critical nature of firmware updates. They often focus on operating system and application updates, but firmware is just as important. So,
organizations should also implement robust security policies. This includes using only trusted sources for software and hardware, regularly auditing systems for unauthorized changes, and employing security measures such as endpoint protection and network monitoring.
comprehensive security training for employees is another important factor. Educating staff on the importance of secure boot practices and recognizing potential threats can significantly reduce the risk of falling victim to an attack.
Lastly, consider using a multi-layered security approach. This includes employing hardware-based security features and advanced threat detection tools that can identify and mitigate attempts to exploit secure boot. The role of the cybersecurity community.
Before we wrap up, it's worth mentioning the role of the cybersecurity community in addressing these vulnerabilities. How do researchers and industry leaders contribute to mitigating threats like this one?
Researchers play a crucial role in identifying and reporting vulnerabilities before they can be exploited by malicious actors. By working with manufacturers and software developers, they help to develop patches and updates that protect end users.
Industry collaboration is also key. Sharing information about vulnerabilities and threats enables the community to stay ahead of attackers. Many organizations participate in cybersecurity networks and alliances for this very reason.
And of course, cybersecurity conferences and forums provide a platform for discussing new threats, sharing research findings, and developing best practices. They foster an environment of collaboration and innovation, which is essential for maintaining a secure digital ecosystem. In conclusion,
We've covered a lot today, Angelo. To sum up, the new UEFI Secure Boot flaw represents a significant threat to system security. However, by staying informed and proactive, users and organizations can mitigate these risks.
absolutely, Nia. Security is a continuous process, and awareness is a critical part of it. We encourage all our listeners to take these issues seriously and implement the necessary measures to protect themselves.
Before we sign off, a quick word from our sponsor, Velocity Technologies. At Velocity Technologies, we are committed to providing cutting-edge IT solutions that help businesses navigate the complexities of today's digital world. Whether you're looking for cybersecurity services, IT support, or cloud solutions, our team has the expertise to meet your needs. Visit us at velocitytech.grg to learn more about how we can help drive your business forward.
Thanks for tuning into the Daily Dose. We'll be back with more tech insights and discussions. Until next time, stay safe and secure.